Okay, this is about take 3. What is the image? Okay, and this is our practice test, Chapter 9, Part B, and it's the second practice test. So let me get started with number 1. What is the image of point A, which is -4, -3, after the transformation 3 units right, 3 units up? Write the coordinates for the transformation point, which is -1, 0. Now there's two ways of getting it. 3 units right, well, that would be adding 3 to your x value. 3 units up is positive, that's adding 3 to your y value. And so you could just do the math, you'd end up with -1, 0. Or the other way you could do it is plot your original point and then just count it out. And so go ahead and count out, hold on just a minute, the 3 units right and 3 units up. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you would end up with the same answer by counting or by doing your adding or subtracting depending on the problem. Okay, number 2, what is the image of point B, which is 3, 5 originally, after the transformation, a reflection over the x-axis, and then B, a reflection over the y-axis? Okay, so let's look at that one. What I did is I highlighted my lines of reflection with yellow. This is my original point, 3, 5. Okay, and so when you want to reflect it, then count to your line of reflection. And my first one was over the x-axis right here, so I would count down 5, and then I'd count down 5 more, and my reflected image would be B prime, and that would be at 3, -5. Now, part B, I reflect over the y-axis, so I count over to it, it's 3, and then count 3 more, and then look at my coordinates, and that one would be -3, 5. Okay? Now, number 3 is a little harder because your lines of reflection are not your XY axes. So, in number 3, let's look at the question. What is the image of point C if point C is at -4, -6 after the transformation reflection over the line x equals -1, and then part B, reflection over the line y equals -3? All right, well, let's look at that. Now, where students have a hard time, they know the x-axis is horizontal. So when they see x equals -1, their mind is thinking horizontal still. But notice it's vertical. So my suggestion is just do 3 random points, put -1 as your x value, and then change up your y values, plot those 3 points, which I did right here, and you can see the direction is going vertical, and that would help you. Okay, then to get your y equals -3 line of transformation, do the same thing, -3 for your y values, change up your x values, get them plotted. So you might think, well, why do I see 4 there? Because I made a mistake, and so I have an extra plot there. Anyway, just ignore it, because the whole line gets highlighted anyway. I was kind of rushing. Okay, so now, once you get your lines of reflection in there, then I have another caution for you. This is my original point. So, I'm going to reflect over both lines. So let's reflect over x equals -1 first. So that's the vertical line. 1, 2, 3 to the line of reflection. So you go 1, 2, 3 this way, plot it. But make sure when you are figuring out the coordinates for this new point that you do not count from your lines of reflection. You want to go back right here to the origin where XY crosses. So what is it? 1, 2 for x, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2, -6 for C prime. And then when you reflect this way, your new value is going, remember, count from here, -1, 2, 3, 4, and 0 for your y value. So just be very careful. So -4, 0, I noted it right here, to calculate your coordinates from the origin and not from those lines of reflection. Okay, number 4. What is the image of point E, which is at 5, 2, after the transformation rotation of 180 degrees about the origin? So the origin is what we call our center of rotation. Okay? And it's not always the origin, but in this book, most often it is. So I plotted my original point, which is to do a rotation. It's easiest to start at your center of rotation after you've got your points plotted, then start at your center of rotation and